Bert, you've mentioned that you've received a lot of emails, a lot of letters, just saying that a lot of people are expressing a lot of stress over what's going on in their lives right now, both emotionally, maybe with work, but just people are going through a lot of stress right now. I mean, it's also reflected in what's going on globally. We see a lot of political turmoil. We see a lot of, in particular right now, the Gulf of Mexico, a lot of environmental turmoil going on. And just wondering how you might explain that, as well as you've mentioned to me that there are three constants, how that relates to it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is it. You see, because the everything is changed, and as a matter of fact, one of the major laws of life is constant change. Everything is changing, but at the same time, there are three constants that never change. And once we get in touch with these three, okay, and I'm going to explain them very, very briefly, these three concepts, because without them, we can never find peace of mind. Mm-hmm. And as I go through them, you may stop me and, ask me to clarify. Mm-hmm. Well, the first constant is the fact that you exist. Mm-hmm. Nobody can deny that. The fact that you exist is a constant. Mm-hmm. But sometimes people think, oh, what happens then when I die? You see? And that is the thing about you exist, is that when we get in touch with the very consciousness that we are, we find that that is a constant, never changing. Mm-hmm. So this would also mean that the body might drop, but I'm just trying to make it as clear as I can. The body might drop, but the form will always be there. Mm-hmm. Okay? So the you exist, the you that you are is forever. Mm-hmm. You see? The second one is, and it takes us a little bit more expanded state, is that the you that you think you are is really the allness itself, the source, the I am part mm-hmm. of you. So when you say I am, you are really referring to that total I amness, because everyone is the same I am. Mm-hmm. Not their conditioning, but the fact that I exist, I am, I know I exist. Mm-hmm. That is universal. So the second constant is the fact that everything is that oneness, mm-hmm. is that everything is interdependent, interrelated, interconnected. There is nothing that is separate from anything else. Mm-hmm. That will give us greater clarity. The third one, which is very important, is a consciousness that it changes, but at the same time, in its change, it is constant, and it's called, in American slang, we call it what goes around comes around. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is perception. So your world, everything that you're experiencing, is made up of your perception. Mm-hmm. What you perceive is reality to you. It might not be to me. You see? So therefore, if you think something is out there and it's wrong, stop for a moment. It is in your perception. Because if your perception was different, you'll find that when you look out there, you can only see what you're perceiving. Mm-hmm. So there is, in reality, there is no out there. There is only your perception of it. That perception is also constant. Okay. Yeah.
Is that the creation that you often refer to, is that we're constantly creating, we're always
constantly creating, okay. Because whatever you believe, you see, when you have a very strong perception and you are completely convinced that this is very, very real. Mm-hmm. Oh, you might ask 100 other people and they might not agree with you, but to you it's very, very real. Therefore, to you it manifests immediately. Mm-hmm. So that's what manifestation is, or the law of creation, mm-hmm. is that the moment you believe something to be real, and it is real to you, the fact is that reality, that it is a reality, it manifested already because of your belief. Mm-hmm. You see? So this is where it becomes very important to understand that how we live, how we feel, is all according to our perception. Mm-hmm. And it directs our feeling nature. Mm-hmm. And we are human beings, and the being part is a feeling part. Mm-hmm. And we always place emphasis on thinking. You see, and thought is always a thought. Thought cannot love. Thought cannot Um, thought is always changing and flat. It has no aliveness in it.
Okay,
Okay.
but what happens
Feel-
when you realize that it's thought? That you realize.
Then that's beautiful. That's when the moment you realize it is thought, you go back to feeling.
Mhm.
You see, and that feeling is called pure awareness, because if whatever you're feeling now, you can fight it, you can resist it, you can deny it, you can do whatever you want with it, and it will exacerbate. It will get worse. In other words, but the moment you feel that feeling, you allow yourself to feel it totally, and you stay with it in that feeling. The moment you stay with the feeling, you'll find that it changes. You see, and it begins to change. You begin to relax into it, and you find it's not what I thought it was. And the feeling becomes more refined, and after a while, as you relax with it, it will actually lead you back into a feeling of connection rather than separation. See, when we get a, quote, bad feeling, if you stop and feel it, you'll find all it is a feeling of separation. If you're fighting with your wife or your friend, there is a very discomfortable
Or
feeling.
yourself.
Or yourself, right?
More often.
Yeah, and there's a separation, you see. But when you become one with it, you see, you join it in because you bring it into oneness, then what happens is that you begin to relax into it. And as you relax into it, feeling the feeling, not doing anything with it, you see, automatically it changes and becomes a connection again. That connection is called love. So this is how we transmute fear into love, you see. And when we talk about those three constants, they are really one. You know, the perception part, perception itself is not a reality per se, but it's always there as long as we have a human form. It is consciousness, and consciousness and awareness are an eternal part of us. We never die. There is no death. We just keep changing and evolving into finer and finer feeling. See, until that feeling becomes pure beauty, pure love, exquisite beingness. You see? But in order to do that, we being feeling beings, we have to feel the feeling until it becomes purified by the very process of allowing it. And not doing anything with it, you see? And that's where automatically we begin to find peace within everything that is changing, everything that is going on around us. Yeah. So is that clear about the three constants?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.